Hi everyone, this is Paul of Escape TV, and yeah, it's been a while that I have posted the content. Almost 4 months, I think, or more than that. So, because a lot of things have happened, and yeah, so in this video, I will try and describe what happened and what's going on in my mind and the events, and then finally, what are my realizations and maybe what's my plan going forward and all that stuff. So yeah, this is just an update video for this channel. And yeah, without further ado, let's start. Okay, so I think the last content that I made was my part 9 of my daily living podcast, which I was supposed to make the part 10, the final episode for that series, which is living positive life. But there was something going on, so I wanted the part 10 to be especially long, because since it's the conclusion for that series, and then I will make another series, or not series, I will make another podcast but in a different topic or focus. So that would have been a finale. I still have the script. I haven't finalized it yet. I still have to voice over and make the content. So, but it will be, I still plan to release it for part 10. And yep, I hope you guys will look forward to it. But then what happened was I took a break. It was supposed to be a 1 month break from YouTube, because I was like thinking and evaluating and also reflecting on what my channel will, moving forward, what will this be about. Because the thing about having a YouTube channel, where most people will just say that, hey, it's a ticket for you to be famous, or it's a ticket for you to be make a lot of money and all that stuff. But for me, before I started creating my YouTube channel, so I had several other channels before this one. I have a gaming channel, and didn't really take off. But then but I think the reason was because there's also something within me that's like somehow afraid or hesitant on what this might affect me in the future, what might happen. So there were lots of questions within me. That's like it's like saying that what's stopping me is myself, is what's stopping me from for the potential. And yeah, so in that month, I think October or November, that I took a break from YT YouTube. So yeah, I was thinking and about that, and the reasons why I created the channel, what's really I'm going to plan moving forward and all that stuff. So I was taking myself in a break, in a vacation, and just thinking about it. But then something happened on November, where a strong typhoon, super typhoon, hit our country, Philippines, and hit directly in our area. So the eye of the storm passed by our area, and after that typhoon, there were lots of damage. There were that left that typhoon. There were many power poles that were knocked down. After that typhoon, lots of people were affected, lost their homes or damaged our homes, even us. So during the typhoon, even us, we were also also suffered damages in our house. So half of our house, the roof of our house, was gone, and yeah, we had to scramble because there were lots of people who were had damaged houses. And after that typhoon, it wasn't over because there were still rains going on, and then our house has no roof. And so what happened was, every time it rains, the water will come inside the house and drip the ceiling. And so we were really worried on because our where would we sleep? We would be having no bed to sleep if the rain will come as hard as the typhoon. So we had to scramble and find materials, find a carpenter, which was very hard to find because many people were affected. Even the carpenter themselves, their houses were also damaged. So they had to repair their own houses. So it was very challenging, and on top of that, the water was also out. So there were no refilling stations, and so we had to get water from the deep well. What do you call that? Puso. What's the English of puso? I'm not sure, but it's a deep well. So we had to get water from the deep well. We had to line up with with the people in the neighborhood, and it was very tough. It was kind of like a reset in our area, in our province, where we had no electricity. The water supply is very low. It's not supplied through the tubes from the dam and all that stuff. So we had to boil the water before we can drink it, just to be safe. And there was no refrigerator, so our food had to be just enough so that there will be none left, because there was no way of preserving the food. So, and also the toughest was not toughest, but one of the toughest things was to get where to get cash. And if the ATMs, because there was no power, so there were no ATMs. So we had to search and we had to ask people on where they get money, where they can get cash from the ATM. So there were some who opened. I think it was like a day after or 2 days after the typhoon. So I tried to go to a local mall, and fortunately they had a generator, and I was able to withdraw a bit of cash, just enough for us to buy things for our food and supplies. And we had to use candles for our light in the evening. There were many nights where we had to light candles, and the batteries of our cameras or flashlights. So there was no way of recharging it unless you go to the town hall where people can can do a recharge using a generator. But then there were lots of people who were also recharging it. So if you don't want to line up and wait, so you have to use the candle and stuff. And tough also nights were because it's hot. There was no electric fan. For other people, there was no aircon, so it's tough to sleep at night. There were mosquitoes and all that stuff. So it's like a reset during that time. But there was also a good thing that happened during that typhoon, where people were realizing stuff, that we were too busy with technology, with social media, and we somehow like lost touch with personal interaction with people. Although there was COVID, yes, but during that time we were still wearing masks, of course. But during that time, it was like COVID went away, and what matters was water, food, and the necessities, especially water. So yeah, so there were some people were posting on social media that that typhoon made them realize that it is really possible to take a bath with only one pail of water, or just this size of water. You can actually bath yourself or take a shower with only that amount of water. So it's funny. But yes, that typhoon made people realize that in the times of desperate times, in times of challenges, people can squeeze in and fight it and to survive. So yeah, though there were times where people were fighting, because there was one incident where people were fighting at the gasoline station because people were waiting, and the queues for gasoline was so very long. And if they see a people or a person that's going to cut through the line, so people will get aggressive and all that stuff because they were waiting so long. And then there's this one person who tries to cut the line. So there were actually fights that happened on the gasoline stations, and accidents and all that stuff. And also telecommunications, it was very hard to reach. There was signal, but there was it was until like it was after the third day or the fourth day where the signal was is available. But it was very hard to text. You have to find a high place for you to catch a signal. Yeah, and it wasn't really reliable. So it was very like a reset of like out of technology, out of the electricity, and cooking. Cooking was well, we had to buy a cooking equipment where we can use charcoal as the fuel, because the prices of the commodities, the prices of the fuel, the liquid petroleum gas, LPG, was very high at that time, and also it was very scarce. So it was very hard to find fuel for your stove or for your cooking. So we had to buy an equipment where we can use charcoal as the fuel, and the cooking was slow because you have to cook one at a time. So it's not like using the stove where you can cook using the three different slots, or what do you call that? When you have a stove that has multiple outlets for the fire to go out. So, but then using that cooking equipment, you have to like, we have to cook one at a time. We have to cook one, the rice first, and then maybe the second, the one that comes with the rice. So we call this sudan on local language, because we had to save up with our gas. We did have liquefied petroleum gas left, but we had to like save it up because we don't know how long will this suffering last because of the damage that it left. So there were many power poles that was really uprooted, and the roads were blocked. Yeah. And if I can find the video where my sister recorded during the typhoon, where we had to that typhoon was so far the strongest and the scariest typhoon that I experienced in my life so far, because it was the first time where in my experience where our roof was went away. Half of our roof went away. Not all, but half of our roof went away, and the water came inside the house, not from below but from above, from the ceiling. It was really dripping so heavily that I was worried that my room will no longer be able to be sleepable. But fortunately, the water did not get inside my room. It did get inside, but it did not wet my bed, fortunately. So the bed's location had no water dripping in it, so I was able to sleep there on my room. Yeah, but then after that typhoon, that very scary typhoon, where the sounds of the roofs of the houses, especially our roof, because our house is quite an old one. It was built just after World War II, so it's built using wood, and it's very old. And except for the ones on the first floor where we renovated it and have it cemented, the walls are cement and the floors are cement. But on the second floor, our house is wood, so it's pretty old. So it was very scary because you never know. What if there was a tornado that happened and suddenly our second floor was gone and we were staying at the first floor. It was very scary because while there was strong winds, there wasn't that heavy rain, but the winds were very, very strong. And the room of my sister, my older sister, is located at the second floor, and we had to do a repair during that typhoon that was battering our house, because her window was opened up. So we had to shore up, we had to secure it, close it, so that the water will not get inside her room. And yeah, we were able to repair it, but then during that almost 3-hour what do you call that? 3-hour for 3 hour. It took 3 hours for the typhoon to calm down. So during that 3 hours, so the window of my sister gave away. So it didn't flew, but it left it open. so there was no way we could repair it anymore. So yeah, the room of my sister is totally wet during that typhoon night. It happened during the night, so it was very scary. We had to use our cell phone as flashlights. There was no power, and we were using candles, and we were just staying at the first floor, and we were just praying and asking, when will this be over, because it was 3 hours is long, when you have nothing to do, but wait, 3 hours is very long. So yeah, we just stay there and stay calm as much as possible. So in our house, we were like 6, I think. So my mom, my 2 sisters, my brother, and the boyfriend of my sister, and the son of my sister. So we were 6 there during that time in the house, and we were all staying at the first floor. So it was very scary, and there was one time when there was a very, very loud and heavy strong wind, and after that loud sound, the water came from our ceiling, and then my mom said that that's probably our roof, and the roof is probably gone now. So when my mom said that, I had a mixed emotion, mixed feeling, where I was like afraid and worried, because it was my first time to experience that kind of strong typhoon where the roof of our house is gone. So I was afraid to go up and check, because I was afraid that if I go and look up, when I will be climbing the stairs, when I look up, I would see the sky immediately and discover that we no longer have a roof, and our house is destroyed. So I was afraid somehow to accept the truth or something like that, or to accept that our house is no more, it's destroyed. So that was the feeling that I was feeling that time. But then after a while, I picked myself up, and my mom said that let's go up and check what's wrong, because during that time the winds calmed a bit, but there were still winds, but it was calmer. So we went up, and to my relief, there was still the ceiling. So there was still ceiling in our house, but it was very wet on the second floor. All was wet, and we hurriedly just checked what happened with the second floor. In my mind, it was like there was no second floor anymore. So to my relief, when we went up, there was still second floor. There was still a ceiling, but everything was wet. The windows were open, and yeah, everything was wet. And fortunately, I did not transfer my computer and my laptop to the second floor, because usually during typhoons we transfer our things from the first floor to the second floor, because usually the floods come in when a typhoon comes in our place. So fortunately, I did not decide to transfer it in advance, because somehow I thought and sensed that maybe it will just be okay not to transfer, because I was like thinking maybe it's just strong winds according to the forecast. So yeah, So I did not transfer my equipment to the second floor. So yeah, so it's fortunate because if I had transferred my equipment to the second floor, my equipment would be wet and most probably broken already. And yeah, so it's fortunate that I did not decide to transfer it on the second floor. So yeah, and then afterwards we were able to the typhoon arrived like around 8 in the evening, and it stopped around midnight. So it's 9, 10, 11, around 3 hours. The very strong winds lasted about 3 hours, and the last hour were calmer, and then it was calm at 12 midnight. So we were able to sleep. At 12 midnight, and yeah, fortunately, not everything was wet. There were still places in our house that was still we couldn't sleep. So yeah, we were able to sleep. But I woke up very very early, and like 5 a.m. I already got up, and it was still dark, but there was light already at 5 a.m. and I was anxious to go out and check the damage that the typhoon left. And yeah, and with my brother also got up, and we were able to buy. No, before that we checked our house. We looked up, and because I was also anxious to see if we really don't have any roof anymore, because the water was really heavy, dripping on our first floor ceiling. So when I discovered there was still a roof, but when I went more distant away from our house so that I can see more, so I discovered that the back part of the house roof was gone. So and there were lots of debris on the roads. The roads were blocked, and to our discovery, I think most of the debris, the tin roofs that were scattered on the roads, we figured that it was coming from our house, because our house was the most badly hit because it was very old, and the rest of the houses on our neighbors were is just okay. It's not badly damaged as our house. So we picked up the tin roof, we dragged it. It was very noisy because it's a metal tin roof, and I figured that it is our responsibility as the owner of the house to clean up the mess that our house that the damage of the house that left in the road. So me and my brother had to hurriedly pick up the damaged tin roof and transfer it to our front yard, our garage, and so that it will not block the roads. So yeah, and afterwards, during that time, people were coming out also. They were chatting. They were also, talking about the typhoon. It was very scary. It was very strong and all that stuff. So, and then I realized that how the damage that it left. I realized that this is not over. I mean, the suffering is not over, because I saw that there were power poles that were toppled. It was knocked down. There were wires on the roads, and I said, this is not going to be repaired. This is not going to go normal in just 1 week after. This is probably going to last months something like that. So I was right. So after that, the power was not back. Even after a month, it took like 2 months, 3 months, 2 months. It took 2 months in our area for the 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 no, not maybe 1 month and a half for the power to be back on our house. And then yeah, so it lasted not just 1 week. And that was it. So supposed to be, I was planning to be back. Very long story, huh? So I was planning to be back on YouTube somewhere in November, but unfortunately there was a typhoon that happened that forced everyone to be cut off from technology. It was a good because there was also realizations from people, and during that time I was it allowed me, it freed up my time for before I spend it on surfing the web, researching, watching YouTube, working, and all that stuff. So when you had idle time, you either have to find a work or something, like you do something, maybe search for water, line up for water, or line up for the ATM, or just be useful in the house because it's hard, because water is very hard to come by and all that stuff, the food. So you have to be, find something useful or clean the house because of the damage and because it was wet, and or maybe do you call that, find people that can repair. One of the toughest things was finding people to have our roof repaired, and finding materials, because tin roofs was also running out because people were buying them. And people were not expecting, the hardware stores were not expecting it, so they were also caught by surprise. So it was tough. It was very tough. And so I realized that and it freed up my time. So during that time I was also able to revisit and read the Bible. And during that time I decided to read the Genesis, the early parts, and there was also a reflection, and I realized that on the biblical times, God has assigned a place, because I read like in the Exodus and Genesis, and I read the story about Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, and Joseph, and the story of Joseph, and the Exodus, Moses, and one of the things that one of the things that kind of amazed me was that God even assigned a place for Israel to have. It's a place called the City of Refuge, where if you do something by accident, not intentional, like murder, you accidentally murder someone, you can plead there in that refuge, and that the rule is that no one should touch you when you are there in the City of Refuge. That city was specifically assigned by God so that the ones who committed wrong can go there and be safe and not be worried about someone killing them or for revenge. So that was something that amazed me when I read back the Bible during that time. So yeah, there were a lot of bad things that happened, but there were also good realizations and people about that. So one of the bad things, aside from the damage, is that my work. So since my work is a work from home, so I am dependent on internet for me to be able to work. So I had no source of income. So when like a month has passed, after a month has passed, we had to like 2 weeks. 2 weeks. I could no longer remember the exact time, but we had to like find a way. If there was a place still left in Cebu where there was internet, and there is electricity, and we would find a place to stay so that we can work. Me and the boyfriend of my sister, because both of us are the work is work from home, and we need internet, and all we have to do is to find a place. So yeah, fortunately we found a one, but then the internet was not really stable. It was very slow, and yeah, so it wasn't. So the boyfriend of my sister though was able to work a bit. Me and him stayed. We just decided to have stayed there just until if the electricity will be back in our house, and hopefully the internet. But then the internet just came back not too long ago. So it came back after 3 months. And so here I am posting this content and updating. I know it's a long video, but for those who are interested on knowing what happened to me and my experience during the typhoon and all that stuff, so this is the video for you. And thank you for watching and interest in listening to my story. So this is pretty raw. So yeah. Okay, so I already told about the story on my break from YouTube, on typhoon. So here I will now be explaining or telling on my plans moving forward on this channel. So yeah, one of my reasons why I created the channel was that because I want to share my life lessons and also my knowledge, and just somehow leave something, so that when I pass away, we all die, so that when I pass away, there will be something left, an essence of me, or something that someone might find useful. So that's one of my reasons why I created this channel. And the reason why it's Escape TV, why it's Escape, because I wanted this channel to be like an avenue for people to escape. Like for me, I am a gamer. I play video games. Video games is one of my avenues to escape from reality, because reality can be harsh and can be so tedious, can be so toxic, evil, negative. So playing video games is one of my avenues to escape the reality and be lost in the world of video games. So yeah, me as a gamer, and me also as a I am a I am fond of stories from the ancient past, information that is not mainstream. In other words, conspiracy theories. I am into that. I am into, yes, it's connected with the conspiracy theories. I'm into the extraterrestrial, secret societies, and all that stuff, and other knowledge and information that were lost because of censorship and because of people that are intentionally hiding those information from the common people. So I am fond of those things, and spreading positivity, spreading the life lessons that I've learned while I was living. I'm currently still living. I will be sharing my lessons and my opinion and all that stuff. So that is the reason why I created this channel, and yeah, reflecting about that. And then as we all know, YouTube is a very powerful tool for people now, and people go to it to consume, to be entertained, to be informed, to know how, or just to hang out. So yeah, so YouTube is a very powerful tool, and it has the power to make you famous. It has the power to make you rich, and it also has the power to destroy you. It also has the power to give you depression, give you anxiety, give you negative. So it's a two-edged sword. It can give you benefits, and it can give you negative things also too. So when I created this channel, I was aware of this, that there's a potential. There's a big potential that I can become famous, I can become rich, I can use this to so that I will no longer work and just be a YouTuber full time, and have a lot of money and a lot of followers, a lot of famous and all that stuff. But I'm also aware that there is also a negative side of this one if I am not careful. I know that you cannot please everyone, and there will be people who will not be good to you, who will be mean to you, who will bully you, who will criticize you because you are not like them. And as much as we like this world to be good, it's not the reality. So there are a lot of different people in the world, and yeah, so knowing that, so I am excited and as well as scared when creating channels like this one. I created channels before, didn't really take off because that time I was also scared, and really thinking about if this is really the path that I would like to take, the path that I would like to in this life, where the possible effects that can happen. And yeah, so I apologize for the background noise that you might be hearing. That is my sister singing karaoke. So my room is not soundproof, so I apologize, but I hope it's not too bothersome on your ears. So yeah, so I'm also trying to concentrate because it's kind of distracting me, the singing. So yeah, so anyway, I will try to keep my focus. So yeah, so I was afraid and scared at the same time, as also excited that how this channel might, affect me in the future. If I gain a lot of followers and all that stuff, the good and the bad people, the good people and the bad people, all of them, you carried it. So I had to be prepared emotionally and mentally. If ever that happens, that I will gain more followers and that stuff, because my channel, the reason that I would created this channel is because I would be giving information and not just entertainment, but also, information that might not be necessarily the information that they know, other people know, and they will not agree. And, some people are very aggressive about that. And they would, try to bring you down. And they don't really care that they are hurting other people, because what they care is themselves and sometimes their ego, that they want to prove to the world that they are right, that they are the only ones who are right, and all that stuff. They don't care if they hurt other people. So there are that stuff. So yeah, I had to be mentally prepared. And if you ask me now, am I ready to face those? I'm quite ready, but not really 100%. I mean, I don't think no one is really ready. Like, they are immune to it. So somehow there are incidents that will affect me. I know that, so no one can really prepare for what can happen. So yeah, so there you go. So this is what I plan to do, and I have already started it. I had, created my podcast, which I still have to continue and follow up, and get also the inspiration and the encouragement. I have to encourage myself to continue, and also you guys who always who listens to my podcast. Thank you very much for those who listen and find it useful. And yes, I will continue to do that. And yeah, and I hope that you will join me along the way. Yeah, so I will continue to do that and all that stuff. But there will be more stuff, and even stuff that might be weird, that might be unconventional. For sure, it's unconventional, and stuff that you don't hear on the mainstream media, and also stuff that you will find weird for sure. And although I do plan to post once in a while, because I want to maintain, I don't want to be this kind of person or YouTuber that's very weird. All that's weird, and if you go to the channel, all you get stuff is weird stuff, information or something like that. I mean, not everything that I will share is weird. I know yeah, you guys you have heard it or listened to my podcast. It's not really weird, but I just putting it out there that you might hear or listen to something weird in the future post or something. So yeah, so with that, I don't want people to view me as the weird person, though I am weird, but I don't want to view it as a weird people to view it as weird. I'm still a normal person. So, and as a gamer, I would like to also use this channel as an avenue to share my gaming life. Sometimes I might post a gaming related video where I play a game and all that stuff, and also chatting. And yeah, so aside from the podcast, so the reason why this channel is entitled TV is because it's a mix of content from podcast, information, sharing, how-tos, and sometimes previously I posted a review of equipment or gadget, and live streaming, singing. So yeah, it's a TV, it's a mixed content. So I know that YouTube recommends to have your content in a niche so that people who are, can just find this channel to be just this topic, something like that. But I'm kind of torn by doing that because I am not famous enough to be, and I want this avenue for me to also express myself and express my opinions and also maybe share, of course, share and, also entertain. And so maybe in the future I will branch out and have this channel to be solely focused on a niche. But for now, I'm going to have this channel and have a mixed content. So I will be attracting people who are like-minded like me, because people who are attracted to you, in a sense, they are like you. They find similarity towards you, so that's why they like you, because they can see themselves in you. So that's kind of like how this world works, where if you are good, or if you find things that you like example, gaming, most probably the people who likes you or will follow you are also gaming or gamers like that. So it's not that I want to attract all people. That's the reason why I don't want this channel to be in a niche channel, but I just want this channel to be, my extension or my avenue to express myself. Although I will be very careful to not, go out the lines, cross the lines that might lead me to attract negative people who will bash me, who will criticize me for that. So yeah, because I am aware that can happen, and people can be so aggressive and be sensitive when you attack their morals or their ideals, their beliefs. They can be aggressive. So yeah, I am careful of that. And internet, you cannot control the internet. People in the internet, no, it's impossible now to control people. So I just have to be careful. So yeah, and what else? Quite a long video already. It's almost an hour. It's like a live streaming. So yeah, but I'm just talking to you and sharing you information on what happened to me and updates, and yeah, and maybe what to expect in the future on this channel. And yeah, and I do hope that I will be attracting the people that are like-minded, or just wants to be positive, who are also open to information and lessons or whatever that I am going to share in the future, and build a community of I was thinking of maybe calling the community escapees escapees from the reality of this world, something like that. So maybe building that community, the escapees of planet Earth. So that's why it's called Escape TV, because people who follow this are escapees who like to escape. Anyway, yeah, so that's it. And yeah, if you have any comments or opinions, yeah, just let me know in the comments, or you can message me. And yeah, I'm also shy by the way. I'm not, if I appear on camera, if you think that I am confident, 100%, no, I'm not confident. I am shy. I am insecure. Uh, you know, I am even shy for my family members or relatives who are watching this video or the content that I upload. You know, I sometimes I feel like, you don't need to watch that. Yeah, that's just me. So yeah, I'm not really fully, just to be honest, just to be genuine, and yeah, be real. So I am shy still, but I find this you know creating content, being a content creator, sharing my thoughts, and communicating, interacting with people on the internet, I find it very interesting and I like it. So that's why I created this channel. And yeah, and I hope you like it too, and I hope you like me. I hope you also, be with me and form a community somehow. So yeah, in the future, I have my own Discord channel, but only me and my brother are there. So I do, somehow, when the community grows, that group or Discord or whatever, Facebook group or whatever, will grow. So yeah, there's still a lot of work that needs to be done as far as this channel is in the community. And if you ask me, will I feel a failure if that won't happen? I won't feel a failure. That's why I would like this channel to be just in a bare minimum, an extension of myself as an avenue for me to express myself, my opinions, my thoughts, and the lessons that I would like to impart to the world, so that when I pass away, there might be something that's left, an essence of me, so something like that. So yeah, even just this channel, even if it doesn't do very good and attract many people, attract hundreds and thousands of subscribers, followers, or whatnot, if I can somehow impart a lesson or a thought to other people and help them go through life, if they are going through life that is hard, and if I can help them somehow with the podcast or whatever messages that I will be uploading in this channel, so I would feel that I will not a failure. And also on my part, I don't feel a failure if I am able to share and transfer somehow an essence of myself in this channel. And I do hope that this channel will not be deleted in the future, and because all that work will be gone. And even so, if this channel will be deleted in the future, will I be a failure? No, I will not, because that's what I said. If somehow I made a person feel better or help a person through the content that I imparted, I shared, so yeah, my mission is somehow accomplished through that. So yeah, and I like sharing things like this one, and yeah, hope you still stay and look forward to my future contents. And although I don't have any schedule yet on when I will upload, because sometimes it just depends on my schedule, and when I feel positive, when I feel like, not when I feel positive and feel like posting the content. Although I do want to follow a schedule later on, but I don't want it also to feel like routinary, where I am forcing myself, because that will not somehow, that might have a negative impact on me, which also going back to part of the reason why I took a break from YouTube is because somehow I made myself burdened or burdened myself out by thinking too much on I have to post this and this, that, and I want to avoid that in the future, so that my content will stay exciting, will stay have this energy of genuine, and not just because I have to post something because it's scheduled time. So yeah, so expect that there will be no schedule of when new content will be posted, and maybe even some content will be, maybe even I will be posting content daily, like for this week, and then next week there's no content, new content. So it just depends. So, but I do hope that you build a community with me somehow, or something like that. Yeah, I have a lot of things in my mind that I want to express, but right now I don't because this video is already long. So maybe next time I will express or tell you what I am thinking. So yeah, I have a lot of things in my mind, and yeah, I am trying to attract the universe for people who will find my content in the future, and the previous content also in my podcast, be helpful and somehow build a community. So yeah, so this is my comeback YouTube content video, and I do hope that I will see you again next time, and do hope to see your comments down below, and please let me know if you find this, and if you find my content useful and helpful, and that will be a very good sign for me that I am accomplishing what I plan to do, or what I plan to do. Yeah, what I plan to do with this channel. So yeah, this video is clearly unedited, and I want to be as genuine as possible in this video, so no cuts. And by the way, you can see that my hair is now pretty long actually. Yeah, so I just took a shower out not long ago, so that's why I didn't tie it up, because it was still wet when I setting this up in this video. Yeah, so I am looking forward to you on my next content, and I hope to see you. Bye, this is Paul.